Yeah. Yeah. So we are on live. Okay. So that's why this mic actually it works. It works. It works. There are, yeah. Please just say your name. Say
Okay.
your name.
Hi, my name is Kumar. At the outset, I really thanks to hear about the story, but I just wanted to know how can we part of those moment? Because the story was we heard, but it was not clear how can we join as part of this moment, right? There was like financial aid, that's one aspect, but the other aspect I wanted to join as the education side or some other aspect. So that was not clear. I'm to hear more from him.
Yeah, maybe Roy can answer. So, a couple of ways, right? We are doing this global NRI forum that is been supporting RSP primarily, but Roy is a I don't know how many things he does, but one of the greatest thing he does is he has been supporting mentoring students to come to US, and most of them are coming. Like today, just today, 3 people landed. While he is here, he's coordinating one in like Chicago, Dallas, and New York. Just landed today. So there are 25, 30 people. I mean, these are some of the, I don't want to use the poorest. They come from very, 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 very humble background. Okay. So that is one thing we're planning to expand into much more bigger thing. And he also runs, we don't directly deal with the schools that Praveen is doing, but there are a lot of, yeah. There's a lot of larger, right. Students, so who might need right. Lot of different ways of mentoring. Sometimes financial little aid. I mean, we're not talking big money. Somebody is joining an IIT. He has to pay the fees. Even the government pays his fees. It doesn't come. He needs 50,000 rupees. This request come like we just try to generate and support the students. Rai, you want to add anything?
Your question, like to clarify. Okay, how to support the students is one thing, and how to support RS Praveen Kumar is the other thing. Okay, so we are primarily here to seeking your support and help guidance to RS Praveen Kumar. On the other side, students, we can reach out. That's something we can discuss detail. But for now, he's touring US to seek your support, and in all aspects, whatever possible support you can extend to him and his campaign on the ground.
That's what the question is. How to support part of that moment?
Right.
That's what we want.
Yeah. So for him, we have the couple of website. It's RS, yeah, RSP for TS.org. Yeah, Telangana.
RSP4
Number 4.
TSP.org.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yes.
We'll integrate in the
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So when you go to Google and search on his team and his campaign, there is enough literature built where you can donate tax deduction, whatever it works. Yeah. Thank you.
And another thing you can all do is talk to back home. I mean, you all have network. Each of you can influence, hundreds and hundreds of people. Please talk to your people. And
Anybody else?
tell about.
Wait a second. No. This is one of the important the ways of making the motherland powerful is to tell your story. 1 minute story. So, where do you come from? What were your parents doing? So then, how did you come to the place where you are today, and what it means to you, and then why it is so important to invest in human development, particularly education, health, and why do you need why it is very important for India to have an alternative politics. So this is very important. If you can tell your story, this is one of the most important. Many people they remain very silent. अरे छोड़ो यार क्यों बताना है, बहुत सारे लोग देखते हैं हम कहाँ का तोप है करके हम स्टोरी बताना. Don't underestimate your potential. Stories can really inspire people. So, and I'm not surprised next year there will be 100 students coming from Pool Singh's district, so or gather at Priyanka's place. So because stories are very important, they inspire people, they challenge your potential, and then it's very important. Then why politicians should be investing in creating such stories, not scam stories. So now today you open the paper, suddenly somebody is liquor scam, somebody is that scam, somebody is this scam, somebody's farmers is raided, somebody's company is raided, somebody's closet you found huge weights of cash. So this is not the stories about. We want the real stories which are very inspiring, which are very truthful, which are impactful, and which can help us build the alternative political structures. So this will be one of the important contributions that yes sir. Sandeep Sandeep Loy. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So you should speak in this one. Yeah, sure. Otherwise, yeah.
So thanks a lot, Dr. RS Praveen Kumar. Should I come up front?
I think
Okay.
Yeah, Sandeep, just introduce yourself.
Sure. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Sandeep Loy, and I'm from Punjab, Ludhiana, and I'm living in the Chicago area for the last 10 years. And growing up, I was raised on a staple diet of Baba Sahib Ambedkar's philosophy, raised by activist parents. My dad is here, and it's right here. And we were inculcated and given the values of our community from a young age about Baba Sahib's struggle and how education is the tool for all our problems. So that's why we are here. So I'm very, very thankful. Listening to you, your journey is very very inspiring. And I first learned about you when I watched the movie Purna on Amazon Prime. And yes, everyone should watch the movie. And once I saw the movie, Purna goes and garlands Baba Sahib statue, and I teared up. I remember I saw that scene in the after credits, and I teared up. And then I Googled about you, and then I learned about your journey. And you took untapped potential and turned it to ambition, and then you turned those ambitions into success stories. That's a miracle. So I hear, without taking much time, I'm not here to ask a question, but share an idea, as you said. And one thing that I've realized looking at my narrow view of our society, of our culture is, and speaking of politicians, there are scam politicians. Our community, our people, we don't have very good public speakers, very good leaders who can galvanize the crowds and supercharge our people and become good politicians. Yes, we are lucky to have yourself as one of them. But if we need 100 Saab Kanshirams, 100 Dr. RS Praveen Kumars, how do we do that? So I've been thinking, I've talked to some of our people from the Global NRI Forum and others back home, is if we start looking at kids from a young age who are in India, 14, 15 years of age, and start having these competitions of public speaking competitions, give them a topic and let them do their own research on a topic, very generic, simple topics, and let's prep them, help them before we have the competition. Earlier, all of these things used to happen on in-person meetings, but now we have the technology of Zoom. So what we can do is we can have an online meeting every 2 to 3 months, have kids from an age group of 15, 16 to 20, maybe 21 to 24, 25, give them some topics, let them speak and research. And if they do, let's identify the students who are good public speakers, who have natural talent. Then let's train them from our professional public speakers, from people who are professionals on this, and then let's give them a syllabus of ideology. When I say a syllabus of ideology, let's go back 5,000 years of Indian history, right from Indus Valley civilization, when we know we had covered drains, streets intersecting at right angles, and then how we went back to a very feudal, very rural system where oppression started happening. So let's give them talking points of what all happened from 7,000 years ago, all the way till now, all the things that happened, different religions came, different movements came. So that way, when they go to the masses, they can counter this ideology of hate. So like you said, this MLA gave a flimsy, petty statement, and it almost turned into a riot, right? So if we can have these leaders, these young leaders, become pracharaks and vicharaks, because we need vicharaks and pracharaks. We need social transformation, and that has to happen over many decades. It's not, as you said, one lifetime is not enough. So we need these immensely powerful public speakers, we need to train them. We need to inculcate them, because public speaking is an art that some people are born with it, but some people can be trained. So if we do that and we identify these kids who have potential, we can tap their potential and ambition towards politics and see if they become these social transformation people. Some of them will not have an interest in doing that, but let's still back them up. Some people will have a lot of interest. So let's have those, identify those children who are interested, who have the passion, and convert their passion into these pracharaks and vicharaks. Let us back them up and tell them, hey, have a YouTube channel, have a big fan following, have a social media presence, speak in English and also in your regional language. So that way you become leaders. And when you become leaders, let's back them up with the community and have a very strong back-end ecosystem. And out of those, let's say we over the next 30 years, we train 10 lakh kids, 15 lakh kids. Even if we get 1 lakh promising politicians, good politicians, ethical politicians, who can follow the footsteps of the journey that you are leading, and let's say out of that, even 0.1% are successful, we may get very promising leaders who can be good politicians, not these irrigation wala politicians, but actually people who want to do transformation. So that's an idea that I've been thinking about. And in fact, this month, my mom and my dad, they have an organization back home. So we're under the banner of the organization, we are going to have about 25 to 30 kids, give them from an age of 15 to 20 a topic about the Constitution, about some struggle that Baba Sahib did. And then we'll start doing these Zoom competitions, give them some cash prize. So they're incentivized to participate, just a few 100 rupees or 1,000 rupees. And out of those, whoever are promising, we'll keep them aside, train them more on public speaking and art. And we want to scale it up to all the states in India. So that's an idea that I've been thinking about to see. Yeah. So I just want to hear your thoughts. Okay. Yeah. And I'll
Thank you. Thank you.
So there's one question here. Yeah, please.
Thank you for the opportunity. I have a question for you, but I want to give you a little backstory. So I'm an urban kid, not from a like lower middle class family, not too much privileged, but I knew the problem. My sister went to a government school. My mother, she was a grandkid of a Nizam Jagidar, but her brother stopped her from going to school because once the girl gets educated, there are too many problems comes to the home, right? Because the girl will raise the voice. They didn't want her to do that. So from that moment forward, my mother took it as a mission to make my sister go to college. She said my sister had to study, do her master's. She did her master's in Arts College, Osmania. I did my master's computer applications, and then I came here. One of the challenges that the question I have for you is, I'm privileged. Even though there was a lot of issues that I've seen around me, hearing to the stories, hearing to your story, I actually spoke quite a bit to Bindu in my first meeting with her. This is my second meeting with her. There is a lot of privilege I had, not many people have. But there is a stereotype in the Telangana area, especially the place I belong to, is families don't let their kids go study. They are okay not being them having low expectations. My question to you is, how do we break that stereotype?
Very good question. May I know your name? I forgot your name.
Oh, sorry. My name is Nagarjuna.
Nagarjuna Reddy. Yeah. So this is a very important question. So one of the important things that we can do to break this vicious cycle is to send as many role models as possible into the communities. That is the only way you can change the mindset of people. That's the reason why in all the schools that I have managed in the last 9 years, every third Saturday we used to send people under the program called lessons for life. So under that, we used to, collect bios of people like you, or bring the people like you, and then take them to different schools in interior areas. And on that day, many parents also would come. So, and then make people like you to talk to them, and then tell your own journey. So tell somebody's journey, and then give a testimonial to the parents, and then children are also there, and then parents are also there. And second thing, what we did was take all these role models back to the communities. Parents are illiterate, so but they want, for generations, Telangana is one of the states where you have 5 generations working as coolies. The great grandmother worked as coolie, then grandmother worked as coolie, then mother worked as coolie, and then daughter is also working as coolie despite education. Why? Despite education, daughter is working as coolie because there is nobody to take care of the family. Then the incomes are very low, and husband is sick. So that's why daughter is forced to go to coolie. So I have seen many of such stories, painful stories in my journey. One of the reasons is lack of awareness. So you have to send as many role models as possible. Number 2 is, more than Indian Institutes of Technology or NITs, I think we need to have institutes of parenting. In India, we don't have institutes of parenting. So today I met someone who is working for Institute of Aging. So I really like the idea. So similarly, you should also have institutes of parenting. Although you don't know how to read and write, but parents, we have to plant those aspirations in the minds of parents. So it has to be a movement. It can't be a kind of you set up one school in Usmania, then make everyone go. No, people are poor. They can't even go from village to mandal headquarter, a village to district headquarter. So what will they do? So that's why we need to have schools of parenting on a larger scale. So probably these 2 things will change. And the third thing is syllabus, changing the syllabus. So in our syllabus, you hardly find the inspirational stories. So if I were to be a secretary, I would make Pool Singh as a lesson. And then I'll call Pool Singh and then make him talk. I'll make Purna as a lesson. So, and I'll make Venkat Maharaj as a lesson. I'm just telling an example, not that, they're the only people. But so if these stories are told to children, they can easily relate. And then when I tell Nagarjuna is, kind of rags to riches story, and then now see how Nagarjuna looks like. Now today we have wrong role models in the society. We have, the celebrities are good, but the same celebrities go to Radisson pub and then take cocaine. And today the same celebrities go and then take, a couple of beers and sexually assault a girl on the streets of Hyderabad in Mercedes-Benz luxury cars. And they are the celebrities today. And then they are taken to the schools, and then the lifestyles are, news channels show only those people, and then these people end up wrong. In one raid in Radisson pub, 100 people were picked up by police, and then everybody had some or other thing, prohibited substance. And these people are from high society, and then people talk about only those people. Why don't they talk about you? Why don't they talk about this girl? Because they are not, their TPR ratings will not go up. So that is a problem in the society. So we have to break that. We have to dominate the conversation with stories like this. Then only people and parents will change. So I think this is what is the solution. Otherwise, we are going to, in social welfare, I created a program called Future Parenting. So thanks to Corona, COVID-19 pandemic. So during COVID-19, what I did was every week I trained about 1,000 parents. So like that, I trained about 40,000 parents. During that session, Zoom calls. Everybody would be given a Zoom link, and then that fellow will install a Zoom app and then do it. So during those Zoom conversation, I used to call people like you. I used to call people like Rai Dasmanthan. I used to call people like Venkat Maharaju, Bindu. So everybody who has done something great, and then make them tell the story. So probably that might work. But it has to be a moment. In India, place like in India, government departments will not be able to bring the change entirely. It has to be a movement, like Acharya Vinobhava was Bhudan movement, or freedom movement. So our Telangana movement, you have to have a movement. Unless something becomes like a movement, the change won't happen in India. I've seen the last 26 years, one of the most important learnings for me as an Indian citizen and as an officer is change happens in India only when it becomes a movement. So now it has to be connected emotionally. Then only it means there is no emotion, then it won't happen. Yeah, that's true. He's right. It has to. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Thanks for coming here, because I'm ashamed that I don't know about him at all. So, Sai, my name is Padmakar. I live in the Chicago area for 20 years. And my wife is here, Malati. She's Chicago Andhra Association president from last 1 year. So we are friends of Sai for a long time. I said, come down. And especially when I see he sent me a pamphlet about education support, right? And that's what we are here to see, that, what is this all about, education support. We are from beginning, we like to support education. We recently took up school construction in Nallamala Forest, or Vizag rural area too, Eastern Ghats, where, like as you said, that low-level people, they don't even have schools to go for it, right? So like somebody came from India and they presented it, and they're constructing the schools in the forest preserves, and they want to support it. We donated, and we are doing that. Even from organized also, we supported around $25,000 to them to support it. But I just want to come and hear from you how we can support, like somebody is asking here, right? How do we support, right? And to support, the biggest challenge for is a trust. Every politician talks same story. Their intention is different. But when they speak, it looks awesome, man. This guy is great, But reality, we don't know it from here, right? It's impossible for us to know from that's the reality, right? And one more thing, what I observed today is that I don't know about your background or story or something, right? Its awareness is very less. So whatever points you are explaining here, I think we need to bring that awareness to the people on every topic. You touch so many topics, from using the earth as mining or something, or you said about rivers, you said about schools. Maybe we need to create a more specific of each of those topics as it debates and publish in social media, because nowadays social media is very easy to reach out. And now we have only 50 people. If you publish in Facebook, maybe we see 2,000 people watch it. Maybe it's a streams, right? So I'm thinking that we should come up with that idea for first bring awareness to the people. Money is not the problem. People can fund if you trust. But and also I see that there is nobody on the ground who can do the work, right? We can send the money, but who is going to execute it? That's the biggest challenge. So we need to bring both, like awareness of the problems and how we are going to execute it. And if we can get that clarity done, maybe most of the videos we publish it, I think this moment is going to grow big, actually. Even Malti wants to talk.
Hi, thanks for coming, and thanks for inviting me, Bindu, here. And by the way, I'm Malati, President for Chicago Andhra Association. Actually, we, being from association, we help lot of service-oriented activities in India. So as he mentioned, so right now we are helping at the Arak Valley, few schools. So they understand if they talk in their language. It's not like regular Telugu. If we talk also, they cannot understand. Tribal way, the education, the curriculum. Actually, I met a person. He's a Kiran Kumar. He has a Think Peace organization. Actually, he's helping, and he created the curriculum. And right now, he has almost 40 schools there. So, but these schools are not for the regular schools. These are for the preschools. So those kids, what it will have, they all are like labor. So like, what the kids, the parents, what do they do? they don't send their kids to schools, regular school. There are some schools, government schools and all, because they wanted to take care of the younger kids. So that's a preschool kids. So what will happen? Education is not there for them. They will become slowly the Naxalites. That's a bigger problem is there. That is the reason he started all these 40 schools, and he will provide all the meals and everything for them and the teacher salaries and all. So as being from Chicago Andhra Association, we help them. And even like we are planning to construct 7 more schools, but not only us, like there are so many people are coming, investing. And even for the construction also, like they don't pay it, like all like from that village, they will come and build it. So that is like only for the material cost. Some of them they will bring it, but that is one of the example. Actually, we are doing it from Chicago Andhra Association. And even right now we took a project for the refugee women who came from this is near Gujarat. We are doing it. So like as a women empowerment, we donated almost $26,000 or $27,000. So this year, but to help them and giving them embroidery projects and all, we are doing it. But right now I just coming to yours, and till Bindu told me I didn't focus on your background and all. Before I come here, and last week I researched what you did and all. The one when you explained, I connected all these things. Thanks for doing it, because we don't know when we come to there, we will try to go some areas and enjoy and just come back. And even when we ask few people also, they don't tell us what exactly going, because they are in a comfortable zone, so they don't go to that villages. And we wanted to change. Sometimes we will send the money, but it won't go to the right places. So we need many people who needs to come forward and change the system. So as he said, like, many people will come and tell, and they will market and they do it, but people lost the trust. So you can help it out, but we need to have many Praveen Kumar sir, so that way we can improve. Thanks for doing it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Malti. So Malti is like and Padmakar are very close friends, and whenever because I changed my past thought process, moving away from organizations and going to. So in this journey, I had like many people reaching out from India saying, "Hey, ma'am, could you help us? We don't have this." So that's when I used to just send it to Malti, and she took care of it in those situations. So and thanks for coming here. The other one thing, before I take last question, I wanted to add one thing, because as NRIs, there could be many people who are reaching out. So there was one group I really wanted to mention. I know Nagarjuna was part of it. Almost 20 to 30 people, someone created this group, and they said, "Hey, in India, in my village, I wanted to give a TV. It is more digital education, which costs 1 lakh rupee for one TV." I was like, what is this the really need? But what is the reality at the ground level? Did you check? And I asked, does the government really doesn't have that sort of money? Do they even have the teachers? Do they have the need for the digital TV education? So when I posed that question, the group completely went silent. And whoever created this group, they reached out to me. Bindu, what is this? The whole group is now totally asking me so many questions, and Nagarjun was in that group. So I asked those questions which everyone need to think. What is the ground reality? Are we able to get connected? I know we all go to India, we have contacts, but are we putting that effort to reach out and check and then do the needful from our side, rather than trusting somebody? And they say maybe this is the need in their village, but is that really needed when there are kids who don't have books, they don't have teachers, like how sir was saying? So that's where we need to work on, rather than digital TVs, is what I would say. And we might want to take one more question if anyone has. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, please go.
Hi, my name is Suresh Bodiwala. I'm from media. I see a lot of different communities. They involve in so many different projects. I have a different view than everybody has. I have a total different view. I see the key answer of this solution is unity. We have so many organizations, ATA, TANA, TAGC. My goodness, I would say approximate around about 40 different organizations. if we all get together and have a one voice, we should first find out. I understand we can do anything in India, but we can do something in the United States also. We are living in the United States. There are a lot of people are citizens, and if we get together, we can twist the arm to all the politicians. If the Sikh community can twist the arm for the politician and pass a bill in Senate and also in Congress that they want to have month of April is a Guru Nanak month. If they can do it, yes, we could do it. So we should think what could cause all the problem, how we can do all the NRI to make them all this process easier, put the bill, put it into the Senate, put it into the Congress, and go for that. If we can do these kind of things, this would be very easier. I understand we should work both way, not only one side. We are talking everything is India, India, India. I didn't heard one word about the United States. So this is what I think. This is my experience in this country for 52 years.
Thank you, Uncle. Thank you so much. And I again want to thank everybody. And thanks, Praveen Kumar, sir. I really appreciate it. And I know like a lot of them, when I was sharing the flyer, they didn't even know. So, but there is a need that everyone needs to know what the kids in India, how the system has to work. So I really thank you for this.
Yeah, I think let's all give a big round of applause to Bindu.
Oh, no.
Thank you so much.